court is in session and it is the case of the X. Are you ready? Do you have all your Exhibit A and Exhibit B? Let's dig into the case of the X coming back. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. My name is Georgiana and I am your host. And this is the space where we talk about life lessons learned from Nollywood movies, K-dramas, and Black movies. And today we are taking our life lesson from Boomerang. Yes, and the general synopsis says Marcus, a successful advertising executive and a notorious womanizer, sees the error of his ways when his new boss turns out to be a female version of himself. And it is a 1992 movie, and you can find it anywhere there is streaming. And so it is a very interesting story. It's about a playboy, of course, it stars Eddie Murphy as Marcus, Halle Berry as Angela, and Robin Givens as Jacqueline, who is the actual boss. And it starts off with Marcus really being obsessed with Robin, and obviously because she's just like him and he falls for her, but because she's just like him, she's a player and she's not really interested in being with someone. And so she kind of toys with him. She does toy with him, not kind of, she does toy with him a lot. And during that time, he starts to fall for Halle Berry, Angela. And they get together, and she really cares for him and, really loves him. And they actually started living together for a short while. And then they break up because all of a sudden, Jacqueline wants Marcus. And so, because Marcus has always been a player, right? Always self-centered and it's all about him. And now he finally can get to be with Jacqueline. He gives up Angela without a thought. And yeah, and Angela is not happy because she has been vulnerable with him and really, really loved him. And so the fact that he could just walk away from all of that was very hurtful. And so that's where we're taking our life lesson, because what ends up happening is that Marcus ends up going back to Angela. And now Angela no longer works with them. She has her own company and she's thriving, right? And now Marcus wants her back, and he loves her like he's never loved anybody before. Okay. So he wants her back. And so the life lesson is, what do you do when your ex still loves you? Like, what do you do? How do you handle that? And I've been in this situation before, and it was very, very uncool because I should never had taken him back. And if I had really stepped back of my emotions, regardless of how long we were together, because we were together for about 3 years, I should never had gone back to him. And so there are questions that I should have really assessed. I should have asked in order to truly assess the situation. And so today I'm just going to have you kind of think of that. If you're in that situation where you're contemplating going to an ex, and if you are also the ex that's still in love with your ex and you've kind of told them that you still love them and you want to get back together, or you just laid it out, just said you were still in love with them, but you're not quite sure if you want to be back with them. And so here are some questions. So, first, do you still love that ex? And I'm looking at this from a place where your relationship was not toxic or, damaging to either of you. Then ask yourself, do you still love the ex? Do you still love them? Do you still care for them? Let's start with that. Like, really think about that process after your breakup after, because I don't know if your breakup was a bad breakup or, I don't know, but that's a question you have to ask. Do you still love them? And why do you still love them? So that's one. And then two, why now? Why all of a sudden do you want to be back with me? What is it that you've missed, or what is it about our relationship that you've missed? I think really ask why now? Why all of a sudden? And have you always loved me? Had you hoped that we would work it out? Is that what it is? It's just really ask those deep questions. Because if you want to go second or third round or fourth round with this person, because you really need to ask the question, because you don't want to keep wasting time, right? Time is a gift and it goes by so quickly, so quickly. And you don't want to waste it with someone that are not telling you something that's meaningful, or that are not for you as a person and for your dreams and your goals. Okay, so why now? Why would they tell you all of that now that they still love you? And then thirdly, will anything be different this time around? And what will be different? Because there is a reason why you broke up, right? And so what is it? What's going to be different, And is it that you benefit from each other, and just making sure that you benefit from each other and that you grow together, and that you're both good for each other, and that you can both grow together and both be good partners to one another, right? And do life together in a positive way. So you have to make sure something's going to be different, just so you don't go down the path of where you both broke up and separated. Okay. So, and the fourth one is, do you want to be back with this person? Just because, they still love you or you still love them doesn't mean you should end up together. You can love people just the way they are, but maybe they're not meant for you. And for me, it was that I had prayed about this man, and I was like, is this a man for me? And if he's not, then take him away. And God took him away, right? And for him to come back and say, I still love you and there's no one else for me. It was all game at the end of the day, and I didn't see it because I really did miss him, even though, God has said this isn't the one for you. It still hurt, right? That the person was no longer going to be in my life, and we shared 3 years together. But when he came back and said, I still love you, I still want to be with you, I shouldn't have gone back to him, because we weren't meant to be at all. And he's a wonderful person. He's just not for me, and I'm not for him. And I should have just left it at that, I still cared about him and he still cared about me, but we just were not meant to be. So if this person still loves you and you still love them, you still have to ask the question, do we need to be together? Is there a reason for us to be together? And why should we be together? Relationships are always to make us better and improve as human beings and be better versions of ourselves in every season, no matter how challenging those seasons are. And so, if we're not able to be fruitful together, then there's no reason for us to be together. So be intentional, essentially, is what I'm saying about your relationships. Don't just go into it just because, oh, we love each other and that's it. Really, really think about it. Think about what you both want and if you're both on the same page. All right. So I would definitely recommend checking checking out Boomerang. It is hilarious. And of course, it stars Eddie Murphy, who is the funniest person on the earth, and Martin Lawrence, and all of those good actors. But I will put out a disclaimer that it does have a lot of cursing in it and nudity as well. So if you do get offended, then you might have to miss it. But before I leave you, let me go ahead and encourage you with a scripture from Proverbs 3 verse 13 through 14, which states, "Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold." And so use wisdom, right? It's important to have wisdom in everything you do. You only have this one life to live, and you want to make the best of it. So when you have to make decisions when it comes to relationships, even friendships, your family, your career, your studies, all of that, use wisdom. It is so important to use wisdom and not just rely on, oh, this just makes sense, and this is just the natural step. Use wisdom. Seek counsel as well, right? Someone that you truly trust, whether it's your parents, whether it's your siblings, whether it's your best friend, whomever it is. Seek counsel. Let them confirm whatever God is saying to you. But always put wisdom before every decision you have to make. It's so important, and I hope that we all learn to do that. All right, y'all, that is it for today's show. And I want to know in the comments below, and you can remain anonymous. I also have an email that I will put out there for you guys to share your stories with me, and you can remain anonymous. But if you ever taken an ex back, how long did it last? What was it like? This is a safe space to kind of share your story, and it could also encourage somebody. So please share it in the comments below. And that is it. Like I said, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you think it might help somebody that has to make any type of decisions, please share it with them. And also, if you're not yet subscribed, what do you need to do? Please go ahead and subscribe. I see that we are growing, so I want to thank all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you subscribing to this channel. I hope it encourages and inspires you in some shape or form. And until next time, please take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be kind to others. Love y'all so much. Bye-bye.